Morning, folks. You managed to get Facebook on, Bob? Second, update the phone. Right, that's us now. Right, that's Facebook on board. Good morning, everyone. How are we all this morning? Hope everybody's well. Have you looked? Shut myself up. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's have a look see who's on this morning. Hi, Thomas Hanlon, Weepson, Eddies, Aki, Last Braveheart, Linda D, June, hi June, Stuart, Janet, Desiree, back down the way again. First Facebooker in this morning is Neil McDonald. Good morning, Neil. I hope all is fine this morning. Hope you're doing well. Hi, DJ Marty, Jamie Dodger, Ian, Karen, Melanie. Good morning, Melanie. Right, let's get this underway, shall we? Indy Truck Davey out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it's overcast, 5 degrees, rain in the forecast. Now that's the weather in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. If you want to know what the weather's like where you are, look out your own bloody window. Okie dokie. Thank you, Duncan. I don't know if I'm up to a rant today, Duncan, but we'll try. Seen you've made a nice contribution. Yeah, maybe get a wee rant when we get to heads under the bed. Right, here we go. First up this morning is Rupert Murdoch's Rancid Rag, The Sun, and I won't be putting it up, as you know I don't. Tragic hope found after school alert. And this is the tragic story of father and daughter found dead in a house in Livingston. The Daily Rancid, Labour's rag in Scotland, Labour's propaganda machine in Scotland, has got dad and girl murder, suicide, tragedy. And it is a tragedy. Obviously, this person had got themselves into a situation where they couldn't see a way out or had no hope for the future. So, it could well be that these people are victims of circumstances brought on by the mismanagement of the state. When people get to the point of despair where they see no future for themselves and their children, it's a sad story. Right, next up's a fail. I'll put it up because I always do, even though it's a rancid rag. Here we go. I'll be on fat jab for life to silence my diet obsessed late mother who called me a baby elephant by Jenny Murray. Very good, whoever Jenny Murray is. And the main headline, Reds under the bed. New Russian threat, nuclear sub warns off Putin's spy ship. We see you, we know what you're doing. Defence Secretary tells Moscow as Royal Navy race to protect undersea cables off Cornwall. So, apparently, there's some Reds in a boat off the coast of Cornwall who have just been chased after the Royal Navy. Royal Navy. There you go. Take that down. Right, next up's the Times. Let's see what nonsense we have in the Times this morning, shall we? No, that's the Scotsman. Very good. Sorry about that, folks. See, we got mixed up where I put it. Raising bills by a third won't stop us going under, says Water Firm. And that's I think it's South East Water. But it doesn't matter which water company it is. They're all facing going tits up down that road. The joys of privatisation. But what I would do with these people is I would seize their assets, everything they own, even whatever's in their bank accounts, and I would take the water companies back into public hands. These people have taken billions from England, and there's people who they supply water to in England, and they have let the system collapse. They have let it collapse. So if they're going to go under and the government will have to take them out, may as well take them out of the route. Seize the assets of all these directors or these private companies and jail the fuckers for mismanagement. Simple as that. And the main headline is British sub surfaces to warn Putin's spy ship away. Okay, same story as in the Daily Field. Apparently they were looking at cutting subsea cables. I don't know if a spy ship's got that sort of equipment on board, but I suppose it's just a drone with a big pair of scissors on the front here. Right. The Scotsman has. That's one down. What's the Scotsman got for us this morning? 119,000 pay rise for university boss branded obscene. Universities are losing money left, right, and centre because of Brexit and European students no longer coming here to study. And here we have a rector of a university taking £119,000 a pay rise. That's not just obscene, that's mental. I wonder what sort of money the guy was already on, or the girl was already on. Wow. Wow. Right, the Herald. The Herald's got an education story, and its exam body chief faces Holyrood questions on survey. And that's the story about last year's history exam. Now, apparently, some schools had they been teaching what was on the curriculum. So when the exam came out, there was some students out there who didn't have a Scooby, not a Scooby, about the subject they were being asked about because they hadn't studied it. Alistair, they can just drag an anchor to break them, can they? I don't know, I've never set about trying to vandalise a subsea cable, mate, so I'm not sure how you would date. Right, anyway, back to the Herald. So after the exams last year, the history exam, they did a survey of schools to find out which teachers in which schools had been teaching one set of history and the other set of history, and now they're going to go back to the Education Committee in Holyrood and explain what happened. Simple as that. But that's the story in the Herald. Okay, nothing to write home with. Just another Scottish education shite story. The Herald's very good at putting out bollocks. What we do know is that 76% of those that sat that test last year passed. 76% of students. But apparently there was a section of students who didn't have a clue what the subjects were, what a section of the exam was about because they hadn't studied it. Alright. The Looney Raggedy Express goes on. I'll put it up. Shut a couple of these down. Okay, Looney Raggedy Express, here we go. Here we go. Right wing Looney Rag, knuckle draggers paper. Exclusive warning to the world. Assad's fall. ISIS death cult back on the streets of Syria. So apparently ISIS is making a comeback. Lovely. One thing Assad did do was he kept them at bay. he put them in jail. Assad's downfall meant that the doors to the jails were thrown open. And now these thugs are back. And I dare say they'll spread, as they did the last time. Consequences, huh? Consequences. Right. The Tory graph goes on. We'll put it up, actually. This is the usual crap. It's all part of fueling culture wars. So it is. The Telegraph goes on. Make it a wee bit bigger. Britain home to 1 million illegal migrants. New research adds to fears over borders and increased pressures on public services. Apart from the fact that that's a lot of bollocks, most asylum seekers, or migrants, as they're calling them, illegal migrants who come here, they're young, fit people. They don't need medical services. And as they're only given £40 a week to survive on, there's not that much of a drain in the public purse either. But this is mere culture war shit. But maybe there's a point to this, actually. Maybe there is a point to this. Because I thought Brexit was to take back control of the fucking borders. Just another Westminster failure. And then the story yesterday about John going cap in hand to Westminster looking for student visas. Just fucking tell me you're issuing them, John. Simple as that. These fuckers can't control the borders. Maybe time we did ourselves. How about a checkpoint right across the 74? Yeah. So there we go. Mere culture war crap. Putting pressure on vital services. They don't. They're young, they're fit, they've come here seeking refuge, and they want to contribute. But the knuckle draggers down that road, well, how do you think they're taking over and changing? Guess what? It's always been that way. Always. Especially in England's history. We've watched it change to the Normans, to the Anglo-Saxons, the French, the Scots. We've all had a crack at ruling England. And for those who didn't know about Scotland having a crack at ruling England, then they obviously don't know much about history. When England came cap in hand to Scotland and asked their king to take their crown. Wow. But societies are always changed and influenced by people who come in from elsewhere. Has always been that way. Always. And we can't say it's a bad thing either. Otherwise, there would be no fresh blood in the gene pool. No fresh blood in the gene pool. The gene pool dries up. Wow. Thank you, class action. That's about as precisely put as I could do it. So I'll read it out. As we all know, folks, there is no such thing as illegal migrants. There is, in fact, documented immigrants and undocumented immigrants and asylum seekers. Thank you, class action. Right, let's move on to the national. What's the national vote for us today? Exclusive. We grill Anna Sarwar as SNP set to force vote on WASPI compensation. Remember Sarwar, the so-called leader of Labour in Scotland, promised his party's election pledge to get the compensation for WASPI women settled. And then Starmer slapped him again. And there's a story of a woman whose baby was born in Gaza on October 7th. Where can he play among this rubble? Where can he eat? And that's because It's still an ongoing tragedy, folks. And I'm hearing that Israel is breaching that ceasefire and are still shooting people. And the main headline, ice cream brands move extremely disappointing. Food campaigners blast thinking behind company producing cream O'Galloway and Yorkshire. There is an answer to this, folks. Just fucking boycott them. Just don't buy their ice cream. Or any of their dairy products. Just don't fucking buy them. Simple as that. Cream of Galloway being produced in fucking Yorkshire. Aye. Let's take that down. So there we go. Company in the border moves over the border for God knows what reason. But I'll tell you what, somebody must have given them money. Because they're moving from an established premises to a new premises. That's no cheap. Right, what's the eye got for us this morning? Shall we have a look? Gotcha! Prince forces the son to pay out over £10 million. Duke of Sussex wins apology and 8-figure payout from Murdoch tabloid after son admits unlawful intrusion into his life between 1996 and 2011. Culture Secretary speaks to other families but rules out new Levison inquiry. Was that not one of their pledges? Labour, to have a new Levison. Levison 2. Right. The Metro goes on. A weather story. 90 mile an hour winds coming, folks. Becoming quite a common thing, actually. So, if you're not already get your hatches battened down, you're being warned, batten down your hatches. Get your wheelie bin strapped to the whatever, and put the trampoline away. Get the garden furniture stored. Not that anybody's using their gardens at this time of year anyway. Right. Let's see what the Daily Star's got for us today. Let's get a nice miss bag. You'll like this one, Alistair. You'll like this one because we've got a boffin as well. Right, boffin cracks plasma fusion, which is nice. So that's the boffin bit for Alistair out the road. Big burly men and chaps go to war with other big burly men and chaps over Donald Trump. Battle of the YMCA. Now, the story behind this is quite interesting. I'll put it down. It's really quite funny, actually. And that is the new incarnation of the village people who played at Donald Trump's inauguration are in a spat with the original village people, their founders, because their founders don't approve of Donald Trump and they wouldn't have done the inauguration. So we've got the village people fighting with the village people in a YMCA somewhere. Brilliant. No Sarante today, folks. Heralded its usual Scottish Government bad story, its usual Scotland shite story. And I don't know what it is with the BBC this morning, folks, but when you hit their website, the first BBC here in Scotland, you hit their website, the first 5 stories are about women being murdered. I don't know what that's all about, because violent crime, as we all know, is still at an all-time low. But the front page of BBC Scotland Today website, 5 murders. 5 women murdered. They said there's a team running, but I don't know what it is. No doubt it'll come out at some point today, and no doubt it'll be the SNP's fault. There you go. Who was it that said they didn't approve of the kilted pipers at the inauguration? Don't know. To be honest with you, I watched the speech and I was pretty well horrified at that. That was enough. We'll get a new bully boy on the stage and he needs brought down a peg or two. And he's got some other idiots with him, the tech bros. They need brought down a peg or two and all. Come and visit Davy. I'll no be long in bringing him down a peg or two. Right, that's it for the day. Be back tomorrow with the last one for the week. Be back this afternoon with the other David to talk about some of the subjects that have been prevalent in our press this week. We'll go a wee bit deeper into some of the stories. So that's it for now. I'll wait and schedule tomorrow's morning show and we'll see you at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Play nice. Be good. See you then. Bye for now.